What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for Global Challenge at Rudskogen. Yes, I understand that's probably Rudskogen, and I've been saying it wrong for the past 2 years or whatever, but I don't care. It's Rudskogen. Anyways, we are here today, one of the three Kias, which is a little bit disappointing, but probably not unexpected. I just got home. It's been a very, very busy day, including one of my monthly infusions, and just wanted to get a race in before I head to bed, and this is what was going off, and seemed like fun, and unfortunately everyone was getting off right at that time. So we're going to see how this goes based on these lap times and the ironing of these guys. It may be a little bit of a therapy drive, especially if we can just survive this first lap. I think this guy, the 3 car here, is like 1600 ironing. So this is my first start back into Kia, I think, since the dreadful Snarton race about 3 weeks ago. And hopefully we don't have a repeat of that, but we just got to survive this first lap. So if we do that, it may turn into a little bit of a therapy drive again. But I do have a couple things that I can talk about, so that won't be too terribly bad. We do have a brand new paint scheme courtesy of E, so big thanks to E for this beautiful scheme. We'll watch this go around here for a little bit if I can use my dang mouse. A little bit of a different look, a lot less white, obviously, more blue, a couple of different blues on there. Really gorgeous car, kind of similar theme, but just a beautiful piece once again. So huge thanks, Ethan, for painting this up for me. It's gorgeous. I love it. I hope we get to win some good races with it. So yeah, we'll see how we do with this one. It's a fun car, obviously. Love the car, but first time back since the dreadful event at Snarton, and we'll try to do better than that here today. So excited to see how this goes. We got a lot of people connecting and disconnecting and having issues and black flags and such, but again, hopefully it's fun. We'll see what the second lap was for Josh. He must have blown the second lap or bailed on the second lap. Yeah, see, these guys are just trying to make it through the race without a spin, so yeah, we'll see. Not high expectations. Hopefully we don't die. That would really suck, but we'll see how it goes. So make sure you drop that like, sub down below if you're new. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll hopefully have some fun here. Javier is usually a Kia guy. I'm a little bit surprised to see him in the Cadillac. Maybe he runs both, but he's got the pole by 3 seconds there. I've got it by 2.4 in Kia. So yeah, might be a very, very spread out race. I expect to get lapped at least once by Javier, though. Yeah, I guess that's about all I got for pre-race stuff. Again, thanks to E for the scheme. There's Javier. Good dude, very, very fast. I've always had good races with him in the handful that we've done together. So yeah, trying to think of what else I'm missing. I got a couple more good videos to come out. I'm going to be gone. I've mentioned this in my schedule video. Going to be gone for several weeks, unfortunately, or at least over a week. Coming up in about a week and a half here. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, we'll get on the grid here in about a minute's time, and then we'll have a pace lap and 25 minutes of racing, so hope it's enjoyable. I really like Rudskogen, especially in cars like this. I liked it in PCC. It's a pretty tight technical track. It's not one for GT3s and stuff. Even though they've come here, I think that's a mistake. It's too tight for that. But I do like PCC here. I do like this here. I haven't gotten to drive very much PCC with the updated old BMW GT4, but we'll get to that at some point. Again, busy times here for about the next 4 weeks from here or so, but we'll get in that at some point. I guess I'm gonna again focus here on this 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 first lap, and then once we get through that, we'll talk a little bit about again kind of a break off from the last time we did the Mustang time trial chat, kind of chasing numbers and how that's works in the league racing and chasing points and iRating and all this stuff. It's been weighing on my mind, and I've been in a little bit of a funk in terms of that. So we'll talk through that, and you can give me your thoughts down below and let me know if I'm insane or off the mark or whatnot. But yeah, we got 10 seconds. I've talked long enough pre-race. Obviously, no pit stops, no tires, nothing, no fuel saving, fixed set in the Kia. I guess the Cadillac too, technically, but a little more things you can do with that in the fixed set than this. So we do take the pole, which is good. Hopefully, we survive turn one that we didn't manage to do in Snarton. Only 9 cars gridded, 10 cars registered, excuse me. One Sam there's come in and dropped out a couple of times. Looks like Texas and Virginia's a couple of Americans what we got to battle in the Kia, so hopefully there won't be any weird netcode or latency issues there. We're going to give these guys a gap for sure. All right. We're ready. Definitely ready. A couple more cars to grid. Should have a space to our left where Sam would be, but he's obviously not here, so. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Should be fun, hopefully. Good luck, everybody. We'll see if Joshua chooses to honor that and give us some gap. If not, yeah, that's what can happen. That's why I want to leave the gap. But if he wants to go on ahead, that's fine. 25 minutes is an awfully long time to have to go chill and make a pass. It's a little bit of a tricky track to pass on, but hopefully we can be nice and decisive. There's only really about 2 passing zones, unfortunately. Again, it's a fun track, fine track. When you get too many classes in here like PCC had, it becomes a little bit hairy, a little bit messy, but we'll see. If Joshua wants to go up there, that's fine. Hopefully Doug and I can hang back here. He's going to end up like 4xing that guy for no reason. I never understand. Carl and I have talked about this a lot, Samson and I. Why the hell drivers insist, especially in this series, it seems like, starting right up behind the cars just in case they crash turn 1 so we can all pile into it too. I never understood that. There's no advantage to it. It's just a mess. It makes no sense. It makes no difference. And they're so much faster once they get up and going as long as they survive. Now, that said, the 10 car did spin out twice in 3 corners that I was following him in warm-up, so maybe that's something to keep an eye on. But regardless, why do we feel the need to come tuck right up on these guys and crash? I never understood why that's advantageous. And I never understood pushing really hard here on this pace lap, getting tire heat, especially in the Kia where you don't want any tire heat at all on the front tires. Especially on a track like this where there's basically no straightaways to cool them off or anything or chill. It's all corners and heavy braking and sharp turns and acceleration zones and so on. So yeah, I don't know if he wants to go up there and start right up on those guys. That's more than fine with me. He'll either crash or die or make mistakes or whatever, or we'll just catch him in a couple laps and have to pass him, which is fine and happens. So, but yeah, like I said, we'll get to it here. Javier Bravo, excuse me, I got that wrong. Javier is going to start at the front and pull away as long as he doesn't get killed in turn 1. He's going to have a nice, easy, chill race at the front of this. So hopefully we can do the same in the Kia, get these Cadillacs away, get nice and chill out front at some point, and have some chill drives and be able to talk a little bit about numbers and why we iRace and all the same stuff that I usually talk about. But hopefully it's a little more chill and a little bit more fun. So appreciate y'all. Drop that like, sub down below if you're new, like I said. Hope this is enjoyable. Let's get to it. Nice and smooth here. We're not going anywhere, so yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Why I want to go part of any of this. So 6 car needs to go past Joshua, though. That would be a success. There we go. Go ahead on there. A little bit surprised nobody spun out there, actually. Nice and patient, not going anywhere yet, so looks like you might already have damage on the back, which would be a little bit sad. Maybe it's just lagging a little bit, netcode something. But all about just being nice and chill in this car. We'll go nice and slow. There's at least 1 death. It's the 10 car who I thought might spin, so they'll come back through here at one point. There goes the 7, I believe. 10's already gone. 7's still rolling for now. So that's how we start. Cool. Again, I had plenty of time with this guy in queue, a couple seconds, and I didn't run a particularly good lap, so be nice and slow, nice and chill. Looks like the 5 has gone off. He wanted to go the whole race without spinning. He didn't make it 1 lap without spinning, so again, it's late. That's the kind of field we're dealing with here tonight. Pretty dangerous, but you know, we got. Had to get a Kia in at some point. Had to get that return to Kia, so see if we can get a nice run here off of this corner. It's very tricky to do. Again, only a couple real passing zones, but we'll have to wait probably a little bit here until we get going a little bit. Not in any kind of hurry. It's always dangerous to be following a guy. You never know how much they're saving or how much pace you can really have or how you're going to make a pass. But, you know, lap 2 of this race is probably going to be, you know, at least 15 laps or so. We got some time, so I feel decent about it. Just got to keep going, surviving. If we get a chance, we'll take it, but otherwise not concerned at this point. Sounded like he was in first gear there, which is not what you want to be doing. Didn't get a great run out of there, so not going to take any looks. Could take a big dive up the inside there. He's definitely using first gear and going to burn those front tires off, so just got to stay nice and patient. Let him go hard if he so chooses. Nice and patient here up behind. Nope, not run him over. That would be good. Sounds like he's using a lot of first gear, which is not what you want in this car ever. Decent run there out of turn 1, or out of the last corner, excuse me, down up to turn 1. Thought about taking the move, but I knew he was going to be in there very shallow and deep, so let's back out of that one. He's just roasting those front tires in every acceleration zone, which is fine for now, but it's really going to hurt him as we go here. Take a little look again. We're not going anywhere, not in any hurry. Again, if, you know, God forbid, hopefully we win this race. If we even gain like 15 iRating out of this, it's a success. This guy is like 1400 iRating, and the other Kia, the 8 car, is like 560. So not great for our options, but he's already struggling with the front tires, so not concerned in the slightest. Hopefully we'll just get the 7 car past us here. Hopefully down the front stretch, that is. Robert up here. Just gonna blend out of that one, don't want to be involved. Hard to plan a pass around here. I mentioned earlier that there's only like 2 passing zones, and if you know what you're doing and you have tires saved, they're pretty easy to defend, these passing zones. Down here is into 1, but really into the hairpin after this kind of S is in the left-hand corner. Up here is the other. I don't know what this guy's doing, but whatever. I don't know if he's serving a slowdown or what, but that's pretty dangerous, pretty scary. Again, this is the kind of level field that we're dealing with here, which is my own fault. It's Snetterton 2.0, but, you know, we had to race at some point, so hopefully he gets a move on and goes on his way up here. Thought he was taking a dive at the other car there, and he did actually. Gonna have a really nice run out here though. Compromise the entry for the 4, just a little bit. This guy run away here though. Almost a 1x there. Still just chilling. It's frustrating. I know it's boring. Anyways, I've been feeling a little bit of burnout. I know that it's been a couple weeks since we've had a lot of good official racing, just with the week 13 and so on, but I'm feeling some burnout because I usually don't try to chase numbers, but I feel like when I race full seasons of official stuff, I gotta at least somewhat try to get points. You know, I always worry about iRating, not worry, but I'm always thinking about iRating, safety rating, so on, even though it doesn't matter, they're just numbers, they don't mean anything. But then I also have races where I'm like, you know, I don't enjoy any of this. Why am I doing this? So I think about running leagues, but when I run leagues, and especially run full time, I feel like I need to try and practice and chase points and represent well and all these things. It just never really works out well for me. So, I mean, let me know your thoughts. If you've had iRacing burnout, not because you're tired of iRacing. I never get tired of driving something. It's just I need to be in like my own league where I can control the settings and have fun and make it fun. Not have to worry about the rest of it, but it's obviously easier said than done. So let me know your thoughts on that. I feel like I'm chasing numbers too much for no reason, and it's affecting my mood. It's affecting how I feel about getting on the sim, which kind of sucks, but long way to go, just about 1/3 distance here. We are so much faster in this guy, but it's just, it'll take a while for it to pay off. Make a nice move. It's very hard to pass here, like I said, unless you're just going to go full commitment, which I'm not willing to do at this point. So just got to be patient, plan, try a little bit harder. Taking that dive, but we couldn't quite get up in there where I needed to. Come on, man, you can't just cover me off like that. I mean, that was really dangerous. If I don't back out, that would crash, so. Super dangerous. He's gonna definitely play hard here to pass, so. We have to be a little better, a little more patient, a little more clever, find our spot, but we got so much more pace, it's not really relevant. I'm not getting through 1 and 2 there very well in this backstretch sort of thing, so that's not really been an option so far, but still keep working at it. Just hasn't really played out that way. So a couple different options we'll have here. Again, we can just go desperate at the end if we need to. We'll have so much more tire, but he's doing some weird things with his gear choice and his line and stuff. And it's kind of throwing me off because he doesn't even have any rhythm like that. He must have had to slow down there, so that's unfortunate. I don't even know where he got it. I wasn't really paying attention, but we'll get through. Now we can do our thing, run our pace. So that was a little bit weird, but I'm glad we didn't have to just force it because, again, wasn't a big fan of that move up the inside up here the last lap. I felt like I had an overlap at least and deserved some racing room. Maybe not, you know, lanes and lanes, but enough to get through the corners. So, all right, now we can focus up ahead and not worry about what's behind us too much. He won't catch us. He's already burned off some good tires, and I was faster anyways. So nice and patient, nice and smooth, manage traffic, watch ahead. So. Anyways, like I was saying, now that we have some open track and we can talk a little bit, I don't know, I felt like I'm so concerned with chasing numbers, trying to reach an artificial level I've set for myself in my head of how good I need to be in the sim in official races, and I don't know if that's natural. It kind of feels selfish in a way, like I feel like I convince myself in my mind that I deserve to have X number by my name, which isn't true at all. It's, you know, I'm very blessed and very lucky. I've talked about before of how much success I've had in the sim. I just, like, it bothers me, and I don't know why I don't have, you know, a 6K oval ever. I've never reached that mark. I've been, you know, for 5+ years now, 5,500 or something, 56, 57, somewhere in that range. And, you know, over that amount of time, it's pretty much proven that that's my true skill level. I'm a 5,000 to 5,500, somewhere in that range, oval iRacer, which is fine. That's a fine number, and that's going to get you in top split all the time. Not a problem. However, it kind of bothers me that I've been, you know, relatively close. I've been up to 57, 5,600 a lot, and never put enough decent races together or had good luck or whatever you want to call it. Never put all the pieces together to make a push up towards 6K. And I know some drivers that are really, really good that have reached 6K, but I would argue and reckon that they're not better drivers than I am. Not all around. They might be better at, you know, certain cars, certain tracks, you know, certain weeks, certain tire models, you know, whatever the case may be, but they're not better than I am. And so it kind of bothers me that they've had 6, 7, 8K, whatever, depending on who they are, and I've never had my 6. And I feel like I earned that. So once I get over that, hopefully I won't care anymore. I mean, it's just a number at the end of the day, but I want the little badge that says I did it. I really do. I know it doesn't matter and it's trivial and stupid, but I want that. And while I'm thinking of that, like, I hate that I want that. I hate that I care enough about what I race still, and that I'm chasing numbers. And that's really stupid. And we talked about this in the Mustang video a couple weeks ago. It doesn't matter. It's a freaking number that no one, outside of iRacing or even in iRacing is even going to care. If you don't know me on iRacing, you don't care what my stats say or what my rating is. It makes no difference. But, even for the people that do know me or myself, why do I care? Why do they care? Like, it's a number. It has no impact on my skill. I could show up to any given race, and if I don't drive like a 6K, it makes no difference. If I show up to Pickup Cup and wreck myself lap 1, was that very 6K-ish of me? Like, no, it doesn't make a difference. But, like, at the same time, I want it. I want 4K sports car back again to prove I can do it and not just the Solstice. I want that 3K on the Formula car to say I can be a 3K on all licenses, even, cherry picking or whatever. I did it. I had to do it. Someone had to drive the car. So, I don't know. Tell me how you feel about that. I feel like it's pretty selfish and dumb. But I do care. I really do care. And I know if I just picked a car and drove it a lot and learned properly, I'd get better. But I don't have time for that, unfortunately, or the desire just to race the same thing over and over and over every week. Like, that's no fun. I did that a lot in the Solstice, and I love the Solstice to death, but it was repetitive. The week I did 30 races at Summit Point, excuse me, I did 31 races, maybe it was 30. I did either 30 or 31 races at Summit Point, and won all but one of them, and finished second. The other one, I just felt like it was a failure of a week. I was like, wow, I was so good here with my best car track combo, and I didn't win them all. Like, what was the point? I was gaining 4 ironing at a time, racing a bunch of 1500s as a 6K, and it wasn't satisfactory at all. It was dumb, but I love driving that car, so that's maybe an exception rather than a rule. But then when I don't care anymore, like if I truly didn't care and just raced whatever I could or raced whatever friends were racing or whatever, like that, I'd feel like I didn't have anything to aim for. I didn't have a goal. Like, I'm just driving to drive, and I always said if I ever reached that point where I was just existing on the sim, I didn't want to do it anymore. I need some kind of goal. And that's why I'm excited for the JKR League, is hopefully that's a place to outlet that we can all have fun, race hard, but race stuff we enjoy with friends that we can trust and have good racing with, and that's the main goal. But who knows how that'll work out. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for that coming up in about a month and a half or so. But other than that, like, I think about other leagues, because obviously the easy answer is, if you don't want to worry about the stats or whatever, run a league. Well, the problem is it's hard to find a league that you can enjoy and have good racing with and good people with, and people that don't have egos and so on, because they're everywhere now. iRacing's gotten too big to have your niche group of people that are all chill, and that's kind of what I want JKR to be. But inevitably, someone's going to win and someone's going to lose, and we'll see how that's being handled. But we can get to that later. But even in any other league, like, if I'm going to run for points, or not even for points, if I'm going to run a league full time every week, that's a big commitment. Even if it's a 12 race season, that's probably 12 straight weeks I gotta be available on Wednesday at 9 p.m. to get on the sim and race. And I feel like I have to practice. I feel like I have to show up and prove my craft, do my best, earn my worth, if you will. I can't just hop in and have fun driving and do what we do. And even in the races like USORL, where I've enjoyed hopping in and having good racing when I have the time and when I can, I don't practice a lot for those races. I mean, I run a couple laps to make sure I know what I'm doing, but it's fun to not care about result. Like, I want to run well, but if we don't, so be it. Who cares? But again, even if you're running part-time, it's super hard to show up and find a league where, yes, on Tuesdays, 6 times in the next 8 weeks or 6 times in the next 12 weeks or whatever, I'm going to be available Tuesday, because life is fluid. Life fluctuates. Things happen. That's what life is all about. But the hard part of that is then I say, okay, well, what's left? Like, the only other option between a league racing where I don't always feel comfortable, and again, I've won, I think, 12 league championships before, and I've put a lot of time in leagues in my life. I've run a lot of leagues, and I love them, and some are good, some are bad, some are in the middle, most are in the middle. But to make that, like, my existence on iRacing, like some people do, like, that's not fun. I don't enjoy that, and the racing is really long, too, right? You think about typical league races, an hour plus, easy, no problem. Not only does that make for really long YouTube videos, but that's a long commitment, again, for anything else to happen in my life where I'm, busy. Because even in PCC or in Global here, the whole thing, qualifying, practice, warm-up, race, post-race with getting all my results and everything is like 30 to 45 minutes tops. Is the whole thing. We're done. From logging on, joining race, to finish, and done. Logging off is 45 minutes. A league race, practice, qualifying, I don't know what I'm doing there. I almost blew the motor for no reason. All that, it could easily be 2 hours. I mean, without a problem, it could be 2 hours, depending on how many cautions there are and how long the race is and so on. Like, it's a big commitment. And so, again, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I want to chase these numbers. I want to get that last 450 iRating or whatever I need here, get to that 6K, and once I get that little stupid badge that means nothing, then I don't care. I'll run what I want. I'll run with friends. It makes no difference. I did it. And I'll go back to my regression to the mean of 5,000 to 5,500, and that's fine. That makes no difference to me. I don't care. But it does bother me that I don't have that 6K. And so, I don't know. I mean, I could just race 2 AMB opens and get 12 iRating at a time, or I could race, only certain tracks. I don't want to do that, though. Like, that's dumb. It's hard and it's dumb and it's not productive to anything else. And you're catering your whole life around chasing this goal on the sim, which is really silly. But again, I don't want the league setting either, where the races are super long and it's a mixed batch of what kind of drivers you're going to get, and there's huge skill level gaps. And I don't know. I'm hopeful that the JKR League, we're going to be running the late model stock for season 1 all on free track, so hopefully everyone can come out and participate. Just my Discord members, so it's all going to be familiar faces, people you know and recognize. Hopefully a bunch of us will be able to get in Discord together for the race and enjoy it and have fun and, race hard, but not take it too terribly seriously, not get bent out of shape, because at the end of the day, we're all friends. That comes first and foremost. I've always said that. If you're ever turning against the people in my Discord, or not being friendly, or not having fun, or you're bragging about your stats or how good you are, it's the wrong place for you. It's not the place to come hang out. So if that's ever your feeling, I mean, you're welcome to be a member of JKR, and we all have flexes. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I'm super proud, and I'll flex on people with my Solstice ability. That's one singular car that's retired. It's not even on the sim to be raced anymore. So I love the Solstice very much. Trust me, I still do, and I always will. But bragging about the fact that I won the 2024 overall Solstice title doesn't get me anything. It's not a brag. It's not like saying, guess how many top split C-Fix I won last season. I mean, it's about how many you got to run, and it's just not the thing I want to get into. But hopefully the late model stock league is fun, is productive. Yeah, hopefully it's a good time. We'll just get Javier through us here. I'll bail out here for you, Javier. Just get him through, easy. A couple laps to go. Make sure he has all the space. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a good time. Hopefully it's fun. Again, I have my picks of who's going to run well and who's not going to run well. I expect will be, 5th place car most weeks. The invert's going to make it interesting, and the weather and time changes and everything are going to make it interesting, but we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out in actuality. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's cool. I made it probably way too complicated on myself, so if any of my Discord people are watching this, let me know your thoughts down below on what I should do for another series and another league after the late model stock season. My plan is I'd like to go Formula V, just kind of a winter thing, because this late model stock league is going to end up, thanks Doug, is going to wrap up probably, holy shit, I don't know what that was, but thank you. Late model stock league probably going to wrap up about mid-December, probably a week or two before Christmas, somewhere in there. After that, I'd like to do Formula Vs on draft tracks, like big draft tracks, like Le Mans, Daytona, trying like the old Charlotte Roval with the huge oval section, like tracks like that. I'd like to do that just for fun, just to get huge, stupid drafts and see how many cars we can keep in the pack together and whatever, because I can. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. Then maybe we'll bring FTSS back, bring the trucks back. I'll build sets. We'll do maybe shorter seasons, more fun seasons, but that'll be really fun. I love that old truck, and it's so much fun. And I really want to bring FTSS back, and I have for a couple years now. So maybe this is the way to do it. And then maybe we'll look at going back to another shorter season, perhaps maybe Solstice. I'd like to get a Solstice League in, even if it's just, again, 5 races and 3 or 4 of them count for points. I'd like to have some Solstice fun in a league setting with my friends, because that's always fun. Again, it's the car that made me a name for myself on the sim. Most people know me, if they know me publicly, know me from my PCC days, know me from the Solstice guy you always had to look out for, the guy that, if you join a Solstice race, you're fighting for second. Again, I've talked about this. I'm not going to brag about it, but I mean, these are just things that I've been told by other people. I was the best Solstice driver from America that was on the sim, which was really cool. So, again, we'll get Nikki through here. Go ahead. So yeah, those type of things. Maybe we'll do a short Solstice season. Obviously, Summit will be on there. Probably some other cheap free tracks, whatever, easy tracks, road courses, and go from there. And then maybe that'll be 4th season or whatever. Maybe we'll go back to late model stock. Maybe we'll go back to another truck season. I mean, it's up in the air. I just want to try those 4 things and then see what everybody enjoys, see what's popular. If we do another late model season after this one, I've already got all the sessions set and everything. But if we do another one, it's going to be definitely less complicated. We're not going to do heat points and all that stuff, and the points don't matter. But not going to do heat points or anything like that. We're just going to do straight up races. Maybe we'll do a halfway invert or something to keep it simple. But regardless, I mean, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, I don't know how much longer we got in this race left. Must be a couple minutes. Yeah, probably 2 laps here. Got a nice lead, ended up 11 seconds, so we were comfortably faster than Joshua. He put up a good fight, did a lot of good things. But again, I knew that if we kept the car in one piece and had an opportunity, we were going to be able to get through him. Whether it was going to be a big dive or we'd have to fight really hard or whatever, at some point we were going to make that pass. And I was perfectly happy to let him go start behind the Cadillacs and do whatever he was doing and lead for a little while. Perfectly fine. And he seemed like a decent driver at least, so maybe the 14 or 1500 does not deserve it for his actual pace. He's just got to minimize some of those mistakes and issues perhaps, because he was decently fast. I mean, not as fast as I am obviously, but decently fast. I mean, he's only 12 seconds back, not 40 or a lap or whatever. So, but then again, Doug did a good job. He did what he's out here to do. He got out of everybody's way. He's been nice and respectful, so I appreciate him for doing that. But we were in good shape, so probably coming in the white flag here. Javier's going to get it. Happy with the performance back in the Kia and a race that we freaking actually survived, unlike Snarton. So happy with that, proud of that. White flag, Credit One Bank, please sponsor me. So yeah, good race, fun race. We had some excitement at the beginning, nice little therapy drive in the middle to the end. Again, let me know your thoughts on the things I've gone back on, and I've asked a couple of times now for that. So go back and watch it again if you don't remember all things I asked about, because I don't either. So I guess about iRacing and leagues and my league and all that type of stuff. But let me know your thoughts. I greatly appreciate it. As always, means the world to me. Huge thanks to Ethan. Ethan G Racing, go check him out. He painted the scheme for me. He's got some new videos coming out, including, I think there's a rumor he's doing face cam vids, so that's definitely something to look forward to. I'm not doing mine until I reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year if we do that, so there's your incentive still to blow me up before the end of the year. But anyways, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back at the Kia. We'll see what else we can run this week. Maybe some league racing, maybe some 87s. But again, just kind of trying to look past this trip I got coming up and past track day stuff coming up in a couple weeks and so on. So still busy times. I appreciate you all being patient with me on days that stuff comes up and on that videos. Still planning on redoing that Carl Sampson video to talk about his accomplishments and stuff. That'll be a TBD on that. Gotta have time to get with him and get that all put together and get set up. So we'll get to that at some point, but it'll take some time. So I appreciate the patience. But yeah, we'll come through here. Final couple of corners. 0x is always a good result. A victory is always a better result. Looks like Ilson and the 6 car spun out there behind. Brandon, I think, only had the 1 spin in front there. Let's type GR. Come through. We will take a victory. I think this is our first official race win of season 4, perhaps. I don't know if we drove a great race. We drove a good enough race. Fun race though. Again, I always love driving this Kia. It's a quirky car, interesting car, but I've had some thoughts about what I may want to do in the future as far as iRacing series, including this. We'll see how I feel about the BMW and PCC. I suspect I won't love it, and I probably won't drive a lot of it because I'm not a GT4 guy. But regardless, we'll see. So yeah, we'll keep going here until everybody's finished up and we get the timer done. Do have a nice 0x, that's always good after the 17x disaster from Snarton, which is still the worst race of all time ever. And yeah, that's about it, so that's pretty cool. We'll keep cruising around here. Still waiting on Robert to finish, he's just about there, there he goes. And we will give that a whirl. So again, thanks for the beautiful scheme. It's awesome, I love it. Very, very blue. It's kind of reminds me of the Camaro, kind of reminds me of Bluey, which is cool. I always love my car, obviously. So let's go check the results, see how much ironing we gained out of this. Like I said, if we gained 15, that's a win with this SOF. And we gained 18, that's definitely a win. So we will take that, pushing back towards 34. I'd like to get back to that, what we were at, 35.95. So we lost a chunk of ironing there those last couple of weeks between the Kia race, the Mustang VIR race, and I don't even remember what else, but HPD was the other one. Not a good couple races to end the previous season, but glad we got 18 ironing out of it. It's a good number. Josh got 2, so only minus 20 for Doug. But everybody gained some SR, good SR, which is awesome. I didn't gain any, obviously, but that happens. So we do have the best lap. Obviously, once we got some clean air, we were good to go. But good race to Joshua for a little while there. That was a lot of fun. Good race to Doug as well. Appreciate him letting us go. And good win overall to Javier. Good guy. Hope to see him in some Kia soon. So yeah, we'll call that. That's going to be it. Make sure you drop that like again, sub down below. Greatly appreciate you all, as always. It means the world to me. And we'll see what's coming up next. Probably not going to be a video the next day or two. I don't really have anything on the cards. Pretty busy with various things. So probably be Monday that we have another video coming out. So stay tuned for that. I'll do my best to get stuff rocking for next week and get videos out when and where I can. We'll see. But again, I still appreciate all of the support. You all mean the world to me. So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and a wonderful rest of your Friday. And we will go on to whatever's next. But that's going to be it. Till next time. As always, bye.